I'm pretty sure you guys have seen videos like this, or like that, where people are placing their cameras in really weird positions to get very interesting and engaging angles. Now, whenever I come across videos like this, I have one thought. How on earth are they putting the cameras in all these weird places and being able to press record, keep themselves in focus and in frame? Today, I think I found the answer to that, especially if you're a Sony shooter, because there's an app called Sony Monitor Control that allows you to do exactly that. Let's get right into it. Now, ever since I switched to the Sony FX3, I've been loving it. And this is one of the features that has made me really love my decision to actually get the FX3. And it's this app. But in order for me to show you exactly what the app does, I'm going to take you behind the scenes where we're going to switch from my main camera, which is the Blackmagic 68 Pro, all the way down here to the FX3. And let's jump right into it. So we're going to jump into the app and I'm going to show you feature per feature what the app does, what it allows you to control in your FX3, and of course, multiple other Sony cameras. It supports all the way down to the ZV-E10 and the ZV-E10 Mark II, which I think are very entry-level video cameras, but these are cameras that regular content creators have at hand. So I think it's a very incredible piece of app, and let me show you exactly why I think it's worth it, and it might make you change your mind and switch to Sony. Now, this app works whether you're on a phone or an iPad, or any from other tablets. But for this demonstration, I'm going to use my iPad. Now, the first thing you gotta do is to go to your Apple Store and just type in Sony Monitor and Control. For me, you're gonna type Sony Monitor and just wait for it to show up. So it's the one with the dark red and the brighter red that has the M&C on top. Just click it and just install it. For me, I've already installed it, so I'm just gonna go to open, and it's gonna open this interface where you can add your camera and whatever. I've already added my camera, so I'm gonna just connect. Now look at the speed at which it connects. So I'm gonna hit connect. It's gonna first connect over Bluetooth and then connect over Wi-Fi. And just like that, it's been able to pick up the Bluetooth part and also connect to the Wi-Fi. Then we can now enjoy the stream. So now we're in the app. Just a little disclaimer, I'm actually recording with the FX3 while reviewing the app itself. So you can imagine the stress is going through, but it's actually handling it quite well. And you can see the latency in the app. As I'm waving my hand, you can see how smooth it is in the app, although I'm actually recording in 4K. And that I think is just brilliant. We're going to go through some of my favorite parts of the app, some of the things that just makes my life so easy, and why I don't think I can ever put this camera down because of the ease of use, especially if you film content by yourself. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is just the fact that it can transmit the video from the camera to the iPad. Now let me break this down. Typically, right, this process could cost you over $1,000 to get, because one, you would need a video transmitter, either a Hollyland wireless transmitter or whatever. You need some type of a cage to put the transmitter on, and then you will need a monitor to connect the transmitter to. Now, these are all devices you would need to get this exact connection that we have right now. But with this Sony app, we've cut away all those things, and we're using nothing but Bluetooth and Wi-Fi to get this fast speed. The latency, trust me, is not bad. Now I can rig my camera wherever I want, however I want, and not have to worry about attaching other accessories like a wireless transmitter and a monitor to be able to get this exact relationship that's going on right now. And I think technology has come so far, it blows my mind that this entire setup is 100% free. That's crazy. Let's get back into the app. Not only can I frame myself in the shot, I can click on my face to focus and also set the focus tracking to follow me wherever I move. Now look at this. This is where the camera is. My hand can't even reach the button. And if you're a solo filmmaker, this is one of the issues that you typically have, because you don't have anybody to make sure that you are in frame and to hit record and to actually know that it's recording. I mean, for the FX3, there's a little red light there that makes me know that it's recording. So now let's assume you don't have that red light on your camera. Now, if you connect to the app, the entire screen lights red, so you know that it's recording and you're sure that everything is in focus and everything is okay. And I love that about it. Now, this is a new cool trick that only kind of works with this lens or any lens with the power zoom, but it makes my life so much easier. I can come in here, look for the zoom button, and just like that, I can change the zoom. That is incredible. Let me focus on my face again. I hope I'm in focus. And I can actually change the focus too. So I'm going to go into the focus area, and with this area at the top, I can just slide it down to make it out of focus and just manually slide it in to put me in focus exactly how I want it. And I think that is incredible. And I think that's incredible that you have this level of control. Initially, if I needed to do something this unique, I would definitely need somebody behind the camera to do it. Or I'd have to sort of put a mannequin where I'm sitting, run all the way to my camera, get the focus, take the mannequin off, come back and sit down. That was stressful. But with this app, I'm able to have absolute control, not only over the video and know where I'm sitting, but also with where I'm focusing. Aside the fact that it has autofocus, I can turn it off in the app and completely use manual focus because I'm sitting down, I'm not going anywhere. And I think that's just insane. So now we're going to go through the features of the app, sort of go through every panel and see exactly what it has to offer. We're going to start with the top left area that says the tools. So in the tools, here are settings like the gamma assist, the waveform, the histogram, the false color, zebra, focus mapping, D-squeeze, aspect ratio markers, safety zone, grid lines, and all of that. Now you can actually add all of this to the top so it becomes like a shortcut. For me, the things I need are the waveform. I like the histogram, so I can actually come in here and turn on the histogram like this, and I can turn on the zebra if I want the zebra. I don't want the zebra right now, so I'm going to keep that off. I can turn on the focus mapping, which is a new thing that Sony cameras introduced to help you know whether you're in focus or you're not in focus. So that's something pretty cool that I have to I can turn on and test it out. But for now, I'm going to turn it right off. And there's the aspect ratio marker that lets you see exactly what's going to be in frame after you're done, especially if you're shooting 19 by 16 or 16 by 19 or whatever aspect ratio you want. You can actually change the aspect ratio yourself in post. And also, of course, the grid lines. So now I have the grid lines. Now, these are the things you have in the tools. Now, I'm going to shrink the histogram so it doesn't block the picture. Let me just drop it right here. Now, that's why I love the grid. It allows you to sort of make things look great on your screen. Now, I can actually hold this on this type and move it in any place I want to. And one thing that sometimes I use is the false color, because false color sort of allows you to know where your exposure levels are at. It looks crazy right now, but if you know how to work with false color, now you get it. And the funny thing is, false color is actually not even available in the camera itself, right? So for me to get access to false color on an iPad right now or your phone, I think just adds more value. Now, some other cool things you can do is switching from autofocus to manual focus like I'm doing now, working on your aperture, changing it from wherever you want it to go, all the way from the lowest to the highest, working on your ISO, changing your ISO all the way through, your shutter speed as well, working on your shutter speed, your white balance, the look. You can actually change the look. And this is what's interesting, right? You can actually come in here and add in your own LUTs. So let's assume that I have LUTs installed. I can put them onto the app and actually run through all the LUTs and see a live preview right in the app. Now, of course, we've already talked about the zoom, but I can come in here, and if I wanted to zoom in, just click it and just zoom right in so I can get a much closer shot, or zoom right out, which I think is brilliant. And you can come in and change things like the stability, the inbuilt stabilization. Of course, I'm sitting idle, so I don't need to engage it. And now I can change the recording format. Currently, because I'm recording on the app, I can show you the settings, but you can change from the SAVC, S4K to whichever settings you have, and everything is gonna be great. Currently, I'm shooting at 23.98 frames, and I have it at 100 megabits, 422 output, 10-bit RAW, and I have access to all of that right in the app right now. I can come in here and change the lock settings too. So currently I'm shooting at Cine EI, which is the new thing that Sony released with the new cameras. I'm not so sure about it yet, but the more I keep experimenting with it, the more I would understand exactly what it does. Now the next thing is the X Gamma 3. That's where I'm shooting at in terms of my color gamut, and it's at S Gamma 3 Cine / S-Log 3. And the shutter speed is on speed now. Currently, they just, with the new update, you can shoot with the shutter angle and with the shutter speed. So if you know what you're doing, you might be shooting with the shutter angle, which is very traditional to cinema cameras. And if not, if you're comfortable with the shutter speed, you can also use the shutter speed. Now, the next interesting feature that we can look at is, I think I have to cap this thing so you can see the next feature, but so I'm going to hit pause right now on the FX3. We're going to go back to the back camera, which is right here, and stop, and let's focus on this. Now, the next thing, which I think is pretty interesting, is the ability to actually play back your footage from the iPad or the device, which I think is great, because typically in my normal process, I would have to run all the way back to the camera, hit the play button, and look at my footage. And now I don't have to do that. I can leave my camera rigged up wherever it is, come back and inspect my shot to see if it's actually good or not. It took a while to load because I guess the file size is huge, but now I can shuffle through all the videos I have from this side and just hit play, and it's going to take a while to load, but once it does, I can actually see it in high resolution. And again, in high resolution. Like, this is not any down-sampled or downscaled, ugly-looking shot. Like, this is literally high resolution. So I can inspect my shot like I'm doing right now. Whenever I try to scrub, it takes a while to load because, again, it's actually wirelessly transmitting the footage from the camera wirelessly to the iPad, and I get to inspect my shot to see if everything is looking great. And in case everything is not, I just come back, end the recording, go back into the frame, hit record, and correct myself, and just like that, we're back to recording. This is crazy. Like, I can't express how convenient this app is for my type of shooting style. Because now, if I had to rig this camera anywhere random, I wouldn't have to go bring it down every single time to check if my focus is on point, if I was framed correctly, if the camera was recording, whatever. I can just do it all in the app, record, playback, and everything else. I think this is one of the things that subconsciously makes it very difficult to leave certain cameras, because I don't have a different camera body that gives me this level of control. So if I decide to stop using the FX3, I'm going to miss it so much because of the convenience. It's almost like using an iPhone and going back to an Android. You miss the convenience so much. Nothing against the Android users. It's just a simple example that makes you understand that when you build an ecosystem around the technology, you do provide more value than people get by owning the exact technology itself. I call this a value-added service, and Sony didn't have to do this. But this makes me think that as a company, Sony is thinking about the creators and the users of their technology, and it makes things very convenient and easy to use. Now, some other interesting features that I was not able to test right now is the fact that this app also allows you to have a multicam setup. So if I had 4 other Sony cameras, I could connect up to 4 cameras to the app and get a multi-view mode where each part of the app connects to a separate camera, and I can monitor and control all 4 cameras at the same time from my iPad. Going forward in my other videos, I'm going to take it on trips and I'm going to use it in real life to see exactly how it fares. But for my content creation, I think this solves all my problems, and I can confidently say that I can retire my Blackmagic and just use this because of convenience, ease of use, and the speed of setup. With the Blackmagic, I always have to sort of go through this dance back and forth, and it's almost impossible shooting alone because it takes you so much time to even set up your shot. Before you press record, you're already exhausted and you've forgotten your lines. But with this, I don't even need a tripod because of how simple the camera is. I want to show you, I think if it's possible, I will show you how the camera is set. I'm going to give you a picture of where the camera is right now so you can have an idea of where I've rigged the camera and how difficult it is to get control of the camera. But with this app, all of that is gone. So yeah, that's it. This is my short review of the Sony MNC app. It works across different Sony cameras. I'm going to list all the compatible cameras here so you can have a good idea whether your camera is compatible or not. And if you're not using the Sony, I'm sorry, this is a Sony thing, and I just couldn't help but talk about it because I love it when technology makes our life easier and not more difficult. And I'm not trading off anything. It looks clean, it's easy to use, it's fast, and it has every single thing I need to control without actually touching my camera. And if you love convenience and speed like I do, this alone is enough for me to upgrade to the Sony systems without feeling left behind or feeling like I'm betraying myself. So that's it. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. And as usual, I'll bring you the next updates on the coolest, fun features of the tech that's on the planet right now. Bye.